So welcome to my Monday morning class. So just as normal, if you need to just feel your own body this morning. I can't see everybody quite so clearly as I would normally see you all in the class. So be cautious on what you do. Make sure you do what you feel is appropriate for you today. And any injuries or anything that you have going on, take account of that. Don't push anything that doesn't feel like it needs to be pushed. Come out of any posture early if you want to. Miss anything out that you want to. So we're going to start lying down. So take a lie down on your back. Make yourself comfortable. Close your eyes. Bring your attention to your breath. And sometimes when you lie down, you feel relaxed, you feel comfortable, but are your shoulders completely relaxed? Will they give a little bit more? Do you have any tension in your jaw or your forehead that you can release? With your focus on your breath, take a count of 4 as you breathe in and a count of 4 as you breathe out. So make the count fit a comfortable breath for you. Steady breath in to a count of 4. A steady breath out to a count of 4. So every breath in and every breath out, the same length. And as you take a breath in or a breath out, the rate of flow of air through your nose, or through your mouth if you need to breathe through your mouth, is steady as well. Your full attention on your even, steady breaths. So Vanessa and Lawrence, welcome. We're lying down and breathing at the moment. So feel free to take a lie down. That's it. Still your attention lies on your breath. Bring your arms by your sides, and then the next time you take a breath in, lift both arms up towards the ceiling and then over beyond your head. As you breathe out, bring your arms back down the same way. So you stay with that even, steady breathing, you just let your arms join in. As the flow of air in and out is even through the whole length of your breath in and your breath out, the speed of your arms matches that. And your arms are next beyond your head, then let them stay there, carry on breathing. Stretch them out long. Bring your legs together, push your heels away, pull your toes up towards you. And then spread your fingers as wide as they'll go. Spread your toes as wide as they'll go. Relax your hands and your feet. Bring your arms back down by your sides. And then bring your knees onto your chest. Take your hands around your knees. Have a rock side to side. And come to rest at the centre. Place your feet down on the floor. Roll over to one side. Make your way up to standing. So we're going to stand at the front end of the mat. So if you want to turn your mat around to face the camera, me, that may be a good idea. If you're happy to do it side on, that's fine as well. Wherever you are, the front end of your mat. I'm going to move in a minute, that's why I'm not stood at the front end. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel them grounded so that the pressure down allows you to lift a bit taller. Coming up to your full height, crown of your head lifting towards the ceiling. Top of your chest broad, so the outsides of your shoulders pointing out to the side walls rather than rolling forwards. Arms relaxed, heavy. And lift your arms up to the ceiling. So stay grounded through your feet. Feel the lift through the sides of your waist, reaching up through your elbows, up through your fingertips. And then look up between your hands, reach your arms back and wide, and let the centre of your chest lift towards the ceiling. Slight back bend. Look forwards, reach up. And then take a forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Fingertips on the floor. Relax your shoulders. Let your head hang so you're looking between your legs. Step your right foot all the way back to a lunge. Lift your chest, look forwards. Left foot back to down face dog. Tummy button to spine. Feel the mat underneath your toes, the mat underneath your hands. Then slide forwards to plank. Find as straight a line as you can. Hold it steady. Place your knees on the floor and keeping your elbows close in by your sides, smoothly roll yourself down onto the floor. Elbows stay close in. Shoulders roll back away from your ears. Lift your chest. Look back down at the floor. Push up to hands and knees. Tuck your toes under and then lift into down face dog. Tummy button to spine. We're going to walk through the legs, so bend one knee. Push the heel of the other foot to the floor. Feel a stretch down the straight leg and then change over legs. So alternating legs. Find a stretch up the whole length of the straight leg, not just in one point. From the heel to your hip. And then stretch both legs. Take your weight on your left foot, look between your hands. Step your right foot through to a lunge. And step your left foot forwards. Forward fold, as much knee bend as you need, but shoulders relaxed, head and neck relaxed.
And then to come up without any pressure on your lower back, take a good deep bend of your knees. Let your hips sink down to the floor. Keep them low, but lift your spine.
And then with a bit of an arch of your back, all you need to do is straighten your legs to come all the way up. Palms together at the top. And then keep that height as you slide your palms down. Standing tall again. Lift your arms. Look up, reach back and wide, centre of your chest reaching for the ceiling, shoulders relaxed. Look forwards, reach up. Forward fold.
Left leg steps back to a lunge.
And then right foot back to down face dog.
Tummy button to spine, ground down into the floor with your hands, the backs of your toes, soles of your feet, balls of your feet. Slide forwards to plank. So keep the strength down in through your hands and your feet, and lift up through your tummy button. If you're feeling strong, leave your knees lifted, otherwise place your knees down on the floor first, and then a smooth lower down of your front body. Elbows close in. Roll your shoulders back, lift your chest. Look back down, push up to hands and knees, tuck your toes under back into down face dog. Tummy button draws up towards your spine again. Push down through your hands and your feet. Calves pull towards the wall behind so you get that stretch in the backs of your legs. Point on your right foot to look between your hands. Step the left foot through to a lunge. Step the right foot in line with the left foot, forward fold. And then a deep bend of your knees, hips sink low. Lift your spine, straighten your legs to stand up. Palms together at the top. Your full height, keep your full height as you slide your hands down. I'm going to repeat with the breath. So breath in to lift your arms. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg steps back to a lunge. Exhale, down face dog. Inhale, plank. Option to drop your knees. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, down face dog. So find a comfortable down face dog. You're going to continue breathing at that same pace. Tummy button to spine. And then consciously press your hands even firmer down into the floor. Feel how that allows a bit of lift through your shoulders, through your upper body. So that diagonal line from your hands up to your hips can elongate. Press down again, feel it elongate. Weight on your left foot, look between your hands. Take a breath in as your right foot steps forwards. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, palms slide down. Breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back bend. Smooth, continuous movements. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg steps back to a lunge. Exhale, down face dog. Inhale, plank. Option to drop your knees. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, down face dog. Same steady pace of breath. And again, consciously ground down into the floor. Your foundation is what's going to give you the strength. So how do your hands feel? Can they press a little firmer to elongate that diagonal line up to your hips? And if they can your hips slide just a tiny bit closer to the wall behind? Keep a steady breath. Feel how you need the strength in your arms now to hold your hips back. Weight on your right foot, look between your hands. Breath in, left foot forwards. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Take a breath in here and a breath out. We're going to take a balance. We're going to take tree pose. So you might want to stand off your mat, especially if you've got a hard floor underneath it. It's a lot easier on a hard floor. You may want to move so that you can stand and touch something so that you've got a bit of support. So come back to stand in your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Feel how you're at your full height still. You'll balance on the right leg, bend the left knee, turn it out to the side. So you can rest your heel onto your right ankle and keep your toes on the floor as a bit of stability, or you can balance on one leg, sliding your foot up onto your calf, or you can bring your foot all the way up onto your thigh. Bring your palms together. Find a spot where you can hold your gaze. Find your full height again, relaxing your shoulders, easing the outside of your left thigh back towards the wall behind. And then lift your arms. Stay here for the next breath in. As you exhale, bring your palms together. Breath in here. And then exhale, foot to the floor, arms by your sides. If your legs need a shake, let them have a shake. And then bend your right knee. Turn the knee out to the side. So again, heel to ankle, foot to calf, or foot onto your thigh. Find the point where you're going to hold your gaze, bring your palms together. Stand at your full height. Ease the outside of the right thigh back. Lift your arms. Breath in. And as you exhale, palms together. Inhale here. Exhale, foot to the floor, arms by your sides. Feel if your legs need a shake. If they need one, give them what they need. And then take a lie down on your mat. On your front, make a pillow with your hands. Rest your forehead on your pillow. Feel your breathing again. You've got your tummy against the floor this time, so you've got that feedback of that movement that you make as you breathe. Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Take your hands underneath your shoulders, hands flat on the floor and elbows close in by your sides. So if your elbows land on the floor, take your hands a little bit further back, right underneath your shoulders, right in the shadow of your shoulders. Elbows close in by your sides, and then slide your elbows closer to the wall behind. Feel how that draws your shoulders away from your ears. Your tailbone lengthens to the wall behind as well, so your lower back is slightly longer. And then you're going to lift your chest. So lighten your hands as you lift your chest, just balancing on your hands. They're not pressing down into the floor. Feel the backs of your shoulders moving up into the space behind them to lift you. Elbows stay close in. Steady breath. Head and neck comfy. Don't set it too far back. One more breath in there. And then exhale, smoothly lower back down. Place your forehead on the mat. Relax your shoulders. Same again. So elbows close in. Elbows drawing towards the wall behind. Tailbone lengthening to the wall behind. And then take a breath in. Lift your chest. Carry on breathing once you've lifted. Can you feel your shoulder blades on your back as if they're pressing into your back? And if you can, picture them sliding down towards the back of your waist, giving you more lift. As if you have a torch shining out of your chest. And rather than shining at the floor, you're trying to aim it up towards the wall in front. One more breath. Exhale, lower back down, forehead on the floor. Elbows move back, tailbone lengthens. Take a breath in, lift your chest. Shoulder blades sliding down your back. And keeping your elbows close in by your sides, press down into your hands this time. See if that can give you a little bit more lift. But still it's the backs of your shoulders that feel like they're moving back to lift you. Your torch shines a little higher. One more breath in. Exhale, a smooth roll back down, forehead down on the floor. This time though, you can bring your pillow back underneath your forehead. And then clasp your hands behind your back. Let your fist rest on your lower back. So again, you lengthen your tailbone. This time, float your shoulders up away from the floor, a squeeze of your shoulder blades. And then as you take a breath in, lift your chest. Once you've got a bit of lift, send your toes to the wall behind, your tailbone to the wall behind. Lift your fist just a little bit off your back, pull your fist to the wall behind as well. Squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your chest. Everything pulling back to the wall behind, apart from your chest where your torchlight is shining out. Lift it up. Breath in. Exhale, smooth lower down. Leave your arms there if that's okay. We're going to go one more time if you've got it in you. So forehead on the floor, a couple of breaths. Lengthen your tailbone towards the wall behind. float your shoulders away from the floor. Take a breath in, lift your chest. Hands slightly off your back, fist pulling towards the wall behind, toes pulling towards the wall behind, tailbone, a squeeze of your shoulder blades, broad top chest. One more breath in. Exhale, smooth lower down. And then you can either rest your arms by your sides and turn your head one way, or bring your pillow back underneath your forehead. Take a few breaths. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, push yourself up to hands and knees. I'm going to turn on the side, you don't need to, for cat and cow. So a bit of release for the back. Start by tucking your tailbone under, tucking your chin in and doming your back up towards the ceiling. Imagine you've got a big beach ball that you want to squeeze underneath you, and it's just a little bit too big to get underneath you, so you've got to make some more room. You can push down into your hands and your knees or your shins. Lift your tummy button. Squidge it underneath. And come back to a neutral spine. Just a comfortable flat back. I'm going to go the other way. So you tilt your tailbone up towards the ceiling, you lift your chest, lift your face. Imagine now that your big beach ball is lying on your back and your spine is curving around it. You're even going to roll the backs of your shoulders to wrap around the ball as well. Back to neutral spine. Dome your back up. Squeeze the beach ball underneath you. Imagining a smooth, even curve through the whole of your back. Back up to a neutral spine. Lift your tailbone, lift your chest. Backs of the shoulders wrap around your ball that's on your back. Neutral again. One more time to dome up. Find the biggest space you can underneath you. And then back to neutral. Sit back on your heels. Rest forwards into child's pose. Let your arms go wherever your arms are comfy. They can stretch out. They can rest in front of you. They can come by your sides or on your back. Let your shoulders relax and let your hips relax. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Lift your chest, bring yourself upright. Make your way up to standing. So we're going to stand with the mat, we're going to face the long edge of the mat. So take your feet comfortable hip width or a little bit wider apart, just a comfortable stance. Imagine you've got a wall behind you and you're just gently touching the wall behind you, not leaning on it, but every part of the back of your body has got contact with that wall. We're going to take a side stretch. We're going to go to the right first. So slide your body down that imaginary wall. Lean over to the right. Let your right arm
completely hang loose. And keep weight even on both feet. So no effort in your right arm, the right side of your waist soft, allowing as much curve as comes. Take the left hand onto the back of your head. So stay in contact with the wall, even with the left elbow. Lift the left elbow up towards the ceiling, push down into your left foot, get as much stretch and length in your left side as you can, and then take a breath in. As you breathe out, soften your right arm, let it hang, let yourself curve a little further. So a breath in to lengthen the left side, breath out to soften the right side. One more breath in, and one more breath out, loose right side. A breath in to come back up, and then rest your arm by your side. Still in contact with the wall, your imaginary wall behind you. You're going to lean over to the left. And your left arm dangles, so your shoulder completely loose, elbow heavy. Left side of your waist just giving. Right hand onto the back of your head. Lift your elbow up to the ceiling. Press your right foot a bit firmer down on the floor. Maybe slide your hips over to the right to get as much stretch as you can on your right side as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, re-soften the left arm. Breath in, stretch the right side. Exhale, soften the left. Breath in again. Final breath out, soft left side. And then a breath in to come back up. Rest your arm by your side. So bring your feet right to hip distance apart with your toes pointing forwards for a forward fold. Hands on hips. Take a breath in, lengthen the front of your body. And then as you exhale, hinge from your hips. So hinge slowly. Your thumbs on your back can feel that your back of your waist doesn't round over. Take it as far as you can without that rounding starting. And then when you don't go any further, take a bend of your knees. And then let your shoulders just be taken by gravity. Let them relax. Fold right over. Let go of your hips. Take a hold of the opposite elbow with each hand. Let your shoulders relax, let your head hang. So the back of your neck's long. You're looking towards your legs. Firm your feet down on the floor. When you firm your feet down, feel your legs engage. They're pushing your tailbone up towards the ceiling. But then your spine is just hanging. No resistance to gravity. Release your elbows. Take a good bend of both knees and tuck your tailbone under, tuck your chin in so your spine rounds now, and slowly stand up, uncurling as you come. Step your feet wide apart on your mat. For Trikonasana, triangle pose. Your left leg turns in, your right leg turns out. But your torso stays facing the long edge of your mat. You can take the left hand behind your back, palm face out. Right arm stretches as if it's reaching towards the right wall. So your left arm behind your back is a reminder to roll this left shoulder back, to keep square onto the front edge of your mat. Grip down with both feet, take a breath in. And as you exhale, reach your right arm out to the right. So push harder into the floor
to allow yourself to reach further over to the right. Left shoulder still rolling back. If your right knee feels a little bit tight, a tiny bend, a micro bend in that knee just takes the pressure off the kneecap. Feel how the sides of your waist are both long. You're going to just let your right arm drop down without letting the side of your waist curve. Roll the left shoulder back and then lift the arm up towards the ceiling. Tuck in your chin, look up towards your top thumb. If that's not comfy on your neck though, look forwards instead. Feel the back foot on the mat. Make it so strong that the leg feels engaged. Even the core feels a little bit engaged. And you can elongate your spine. So the more you press into the back foot, the longer you can feel your spine is. Stretching your fingertips away from each other. Steady breath. Top hand behind your back, palm face out. Look down at your right foot on the floor. Take a bend of your right knee. And then as you breathe in, push into the right foot, come all the way back up. Take your hands on your hips. Turn your toes to the front. Right leg turns in, left leg turns out. So the wider your legs are, the easier it is to make that hinge of your hips. So don't be cautious about taking your legs wide. Torso square to the front, right arm behind your back, palm face out. Left arm stretches out. So engage your core, firm down through your feet, take a breath in. As you exhale, reach out for the left. You're tucking your left hip in, that's what's giving you the angle to keep your spine straight. Little bend in the left knee if it needs it. And then the back leg, make that your strength to reach a bit further. Don't move the angle of your spine. Let the left arm drop down. Roll the right shoulder back and then lift the arm up towards the ceiling. So a broad arm span. Tuck in your chin, look up if that's comfy. Let the back leg do all the work. When it's working strong, you can lengthen your sides of the waist. Steady breath. Top hand behind your back, palm face out. Look down at your left foot. Take a good bend of your left knee. Press into that foot, and as you take a breath in, come back up. Hands onto hips. Turn your toes to the front. And then turn your toes slightly inwards for a wide leg forward fold. So feet are firm on the floor. Take a breath in, lift the front body. Exhale, hinge from your hips again. So again, use your thumbs. Feel that your back isn't rounding as you hinge forwards. We all come to a different place here, so just find that point where you can't hinge anymore. And then let go of your hips. Let your arms dangle down, firm down through your feet again. And then let gravity take your shoulders and your arms, your head. So if your hands are on the floor, they can be used as a little bit of gentle balance. If they don't reach the floor, you can hold the opposite elbow with each hand again. Firm down through your feet. And as you firm down through your feet, imagine the skin on the backs of your thighs pushing up towards the ceiling, as if tilting your tailbone upwards. Take a breath in as you make that push up through the backs of your thighs. And then as you exhale, relax your shoulders. Let gravity take your upper body. Breath in again, firm down through your feet, lift up through the backs of your thighs. Exhale, relax your upper body. One more breath in, that same lift. Exhale, soft upper body. take a bend of your knees, fingertips on the floor underneath your shoulders, and then heel toe your feet slightly closer in, a bit wider than hip distance, and toes wide out to the side. We're going to squat. So if squatting doesn't suit your hips, then sit yourself down on the floor. If you're able to though, bend your knees going out in the same direction as your toes. You can move your feet, you can stop wherever you need to. You can get down with your feet on the floor and you have the balance. You can lift your hands and lift your chest. Just find where suits your hips. Look down at the floor just a little bit in front of you. You're going to take your hands onto the floor there, lift your hips up, and then one knee at a time, come back down to kneeling, and then lie yourself down on your back. Once you've found yourself on your back, let your legs flop, your shoulders relax, close your eyes. Bend your knees, bring your feet onto the mat. And then bring your knees onto your chest, hands around the back of your thighs. If you can, rock yourself up to sitting. If not, roll in any other way up to sitting. Come to face the front. And we're going to sit with the feet wide apart. So if this isn't too comfy a position for you, feel free to grab a block like that, or a book or a cushion, and sit on that. Also, if it's difficult to sit up tall, you can take a bit of a bend of your knees as well, that's okay. So you can use your hands behind your back, but don't lean back into them, lift up out of them. Balance on your legs, and then bring your arms out in front. So it's as if you've got a big cooking pot in between your legs. You've got a stirring stick in your hands and you're going to stir your pot. Doesn't have to be big to start, but as you make your small circles, think about the movement being the base of your spine in your hip socket and your waist not moving. So you're not rounding your waist or curving your spine. It's a straight spine, just pivoting round in your hips. So if it feels okay, you can make it bigger. You can stay wherever it feels right for you. And you can have a bit of knee bend if you need to. All you're doing is finding that bit of mobility of the base of the spine and the hip, that joint, moving it around. Doesn't matter how big, how far you go, just finding a bit more movement than you would normally find. We're going to go the other way. You can relax your shoulders, they don't need to be up by your ears. Gently coming back to a smaller stir. Back to the centre. And then bring your arms by your sides. So have a lean back if you feel like you need a lean back for a moment. We're going to stay with the feet wide apart. The position's getting uncomfy. You can go a little bit narrower if you want. And remember, you've always got the option to sit on a block or to bend your knees. So hands behind your hips again, roll yourself forwards as if you're sitting on the backs of your thighs rather than leaning back into the back of your bum.
And then can you reach your arms above your head? Interlock your hands. So I've got a fist, you can't see, but I've got a fist. Collarbones lifting up towards the ceiling. Feel how as you lift your collarbones, you have to push down into the floor. So if you feel like you're pushing down through the backs of your thighs, that's all good. Stay there. If you feel that you can't really lift because your tailbone is tucked under, that's fine, but bring your hands back down by your sides and try to make an effort to stick your tailbone back behind you. So try to push it out behind a little bit. If you want to, if you're in that position, if you want to, you can every now and then lift your arms again, see if it's made any difference. So that's your option, to stay with your arms by your sides. If you've still got your arms lifted, then pushing down into the floor with the backs of your thighs, can you hinge forwards from your hips? So your collarbones stay lifted, you won't go far. You're lifting your upper arms away from the floor. Breathing steadily. Come all the way back up. And if your arms are lifted, bring your arms by your sides. Take a good bend of your knees. Bring your legs together. Give your legs a shake. And then lie down again on your back. This time, have your knees bent. Bring your knees onto your chest, hands around your knees, have a rock side to side. Place your feet back down on the floor. Stretch your arms out wide at shoulder height, palm face up. So leaving your arms, your shoulders where they are, and leaving your feet and legs, knees pointing to the ceiling. Just lightly pick up your hips, slide your hips over to the right side of your mat, place them back down again. So your knees are still pointing to the ceiling. Your spine's now slightly diagonal on the mat. Bring your knees onto your chest. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, take both legs over to the left side. Your right arm stays on the floor as much as it can. Let your legs go all the way over. If it feels okay, your left hand can go on the outside of your right knee, just to guide it down a little bit more. Right shoulder blade probably lifting a bit off the mat. So see if you can lengthen the right arm, lower the right shoulder back down. If you want to make any adjustments to your legs to make it more comfy on your legs or your back or your hips, then do. But relax your feet and your ankles, your knees. You can look up at the ceiling, or you can turn your head and look over your right arm. If you're holding your right knee, hold it steady, and then imagine your tummy button sliding towards your right hand. So if that allows your right shoulder to come closer down onto the floor or towards the floor. You turn to the right, look back up towards the ceiling, let go of your left hand and bring your knees, maybe one knee at a time, bring your knees back onto your chest. And once you've rolled onto your back, feet down on the floor, square your hips up. And we're going to take the hips over to the left side, so feet and arms and shoulders stay where they are. Just pick up your hips, move them a few inches over to the left side, place them back down on the floor. Knees to chest, take a breath in. As you exhale, legs over towards the right,
Focus on your left arm and shoulder blade staying as close to the floor as it can as you let your legs come down. And again, if it's comfy, right hand can go on the outside of your left knee just to guide it a bit further. Left shoulder blade easing towards the floor. Maybe turning your head over your left arm or looking up at the ceiling if that's more comfortable. So if you repeat this on the video, or if we do this in the future at home, if you find it difficult to get your legs to the floor with your the left shoulder and arm staying on or close to the floor, you can place a cushion underneath your bottom leg so that it doesn't go all the way down onto the floor. Or you might even want to put a cushion in between your two knees just to make that more relaxed. The more you can relax, the more you can give in and allow the stretch to happen. As soon as you tense up, the stretch doesn't want to work. See if you can imagine moving your tummy button towards your left hand. And then if your right hand is on your left knee, remove it. And your knees onto your chest. Roll onto your back. When you get there, bring your feet onto the floor, square your hips. And then bring your right knee onto your chest, hands around the back of your thigh, squeeze it in. So you can relax your shoulders, relax your hips. Pull your right toes up towards your right knee to flex your ankle, and then stretch the leg up towards the ceiling. You can adjust where you're holding it if you need to. So opening the back of the knee as much as you can. If the back of the knee is completely open, then angle the leg towards you. Extend the left leg on the floor. If that's not good, keep it bent. If you extend it, both heels are pushing away. Backs of both knees opening. And take a bend of your right knee. Squeeze it in again. Keep the left heel pushing away. And then bring your right foot down onto the floor. Left knee onto your chest. Hold around the back of the thigh. Squeeze it gently in. Pull your left toes up towards your left knee and then extend your leg up towards the ceiling. So feel your way into as straight a leg as you can. And if it is straight, then maybe you can angle the leg a little closer towards you. Extend the right leg if you choose. Both heels pushing away. Bend your left knee. Relax it back in, thigh to chest. And then bring your left foot back down onto the floor. Stretch both legs out. Take your feet as wide apart as your mat. Let your legs flop. Bring your arms a little way away from your body. Turn them palm face up. Close your eyes. Bring your attention back to your breath. Come back to the count of 4 to breathe in and a count of 4 to breathe out. Find the pace that suits you. Let it be as slow as you can comfortably maintain. Complete awareness on every moment of the breath. And with that awareness on the turnaround of the breath as well, from in to out and out to in. And allowing a pause as you make that transition. So a count of 4 to take your breath in. And then a gentle pause as you turn the breath around. A count of 4 to breathe out. A pause to turn the breath around. So the pause is relaxed. It's like an anticipation of the next part of the breath that will start as soon as it wants to start. Take one more full cycle of breath like that, and then back to natural breathing. Reach your arms beyond your head. Bring your legs together. Push your heels away. Pull your toes up towards you. And then point your toes away. Relax your arms and your legs. Bend your knees, feet onto the mat. Knees onto your chest, hands on your knees. And then let your hands guide your knees around in a big circle. And take the circle the other way. And then a rock side to side. One big rock to the right side to land on your right side. And then bring yourself back up to sitting. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. So we've got classes Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday at 6 till 7 in the evening, and this class will be on again next week. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for making it worthwhile. And I'm going to stop the recording first of all.